Good evening and welcome to the Victorian Institute of Sport Awards for 2020. Of course, like so much of this year, we're coming to you virtually, and our awards will be presented over 3 evenings and for the first time available to the wider Victorian sports community. So it's my very great pleasure to welcome you as we showcase our Victorian athletes. Tonight we'll be presenting the Coach Awards, supported by 2XU. Tomorrow night, the Open Universities Australia Performance Lifestyle Award, and culminating with the Sarah Tate Spirit Award. In starting proceedings tonight, it's appropriate that I acknowledge both the resilience and creativity, professionalism and commitment of our athletes and staff, who have tackled all of the challenges that have been thrown at them this year. I want to acknowledge the great spirit that you've demonstrated and to say how very proud I am of you. Tonight the Coach Awards are important, and we've asked the coaches to give serious consideration to the criteria and to their selections. We've elevated those awards this year to have a higher importance in recognition of what a difficult and challenging year this has been, particularly with such little competition available to many of our athletes. We've also introduced an individual athlete and future talent scholarship award under the Coach Awards this year. So it's now my very great pleasure to hand over to the coaches to commence the presentation of the Coach Awards.
Hello everyone, I have the privilege of announcing the Coaches Award for aerial skiing this year, and it goes to Laura Peel. Laura had an unbelievable breakthrough season this year, doing her first triple flips on snow. It was very, very impressive, and triples are a big deal. They're very scary, and Laura was super calm about it. And I remember an occasion that stood out to me in that there were some boys up there, well-seasoned boys who could do triples, all complaining about the wind and the jump and the in-run, and Laura sort of goes, "Oh, excuse me fellas, if you could just get out of the way, I've got some triples to do here," and basically showed them how it was done. And so basically with her first season of triples, she ended up winning the Crystal Globe, which is the overall #1 ranking in the world, and it's such an impressive achievement and acknowledged by every coach out there on the hill. So congratulations on this award.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for this 2XU Coaches Award. I had an amazing season last year. I achieved a lot of my goals, but I definitely didn't do it alone. So a huge thank you to my coaches, to Mish and to Dave, and to the amazing support crew from the Olympic Winter Institute of Australia, the VIS of course, Snow Australia, and to my amazing teammates. I've been over in Europe training alone for the past 6 months, so I'm missing you all more than ever, and hopefully we're reunited soon and we can kick off another successful competition season.
Hi everyone, the winner of the Athletics Program Coaches Award is Jemima Montag. Jemima has already been officially selected for the Australian Olympic team for Tokyo in the 20-kilometre walk. Her approach is definitely something we can all learn from, as she exhibits the elite behaviours one would expect of a high-performance athlete. She is committed to the pursuit of success in sport and life, and has demonstrated this through her dedicated engagement by taking every opportunity to engage in personal and professional development opportunities. Congratulations, Jemima.
I'd like to thank my coach Brent for reshaping, Corey, my S&C coach, for being creative, Adam Basil and Jess Rothwell for their ongoing care, the whole VIS athletics squad for being kind, and of course this 2XU who sponsored this award. When everything got shut down, it was like dropping a great batch of cookies just as they come out of the oven. So I tried to allow myself space and time to cry and be upset about it, and then it did come to reshaping. In terms of staying positive, I think this year's taught me that that's not always a good thing. As athletes, we're taught to turn setbacks into set forwards and come back stronger from injuries, and that's a really great skill. But this year for me has been much more about developing self-awareness, granting myself permission to slow down and feel all of the feels. I'm lucky with an individual sport that really only requires a pair of shoes and a path. so I could keep training pretty normally, but it was so lonely and I didn't have a coach or a squad. Thanks to Gladys in New South Wales, my squad's able to go up to altitude in Thredbo for a 3-week camp coming up soon, and then I'm going to spend some time down by the Murray River with my family.
The 2020 2XU Coaches Award for Cycling goes to Ruby Roseman Gannon. Ruby's rise through the Australian cycling ranks took a steep upwards turn during the summer of 2020. Ruby had set herself the extremely difficult goal of being on the podium in every benchmark race on the road and track. Under the masterful eye of Coach Glenn O'Shea, Ruby incredibly managed to hold her exceptional form over this period and podium in all but one of her goal events. Ruby's consistent results against some of the best cyclists in the world made her the talk of the cycling summer. Ruby has always utilised her support network at the VIS and has keenly engaged with all of her coaches and service providers. All involved can rightly feel proud of Ruby's achievements over the past 12 months. Her dedication and commitment to continually taking her cycling to the next level has been extremely impressive, all while studying a Bachelor of Neuroscience. She has displayed resilience, discipline, and an incredible desire to make it to the top. Her recent selection to the Podium Potential Academy is testament to that. Congratulations, Ruby.
Hi, my name is Ruby Roseman Gannon. I would like to thank VIS, 2XU and the coaching staff for this award, especially Nick Owen, who has helped me for a very long time now, and especially his help over the summer to get some breakthrough results on the road. I'd also like to thank Vanessa Boff, Glenn O'Shea and Shane Kelly, the coaching staff who are always there. Ben Willie in the gym has helped me get some PBs. Steve Hawkins has really helped me with telehealth physio over this period, and Sarah Healy, who's always there, education and support. So there's a lot of other people I would like to thank, but I just don't have enough time. My year started out really well over the summer and I was on form. Then COVID hit and I went into lockdown for 8 weeks, then hotel quarantine in SA for 2 weeks, and now I'm training with the Olympic squad and trying to get a lot better. And I'm hoping that the COVID cases stay low here so that we don't go back into lockdown, but I'm excited for the future.
Hello everyone, I have the pleasure to announce that this year's Diving Coaches Award is going to go to Laura Hingston. Laura's had a pretty busy 12 months, both in and out of lockdown and both in and out of the pool. She started last year with the qualification for World Championships, her first major international. Went on from there to qualify for this year's World Cup for both synchro and individual diving. Unfortunately, that was all cancelled or postponed until next year. But she's working hard again to try and get on that team, hopefully at the beginning of next year. She also went to a World Series and a Grand Prix, so she upped her experiences quite a bit in the pool. Of course, out of the pool, particularly during lockdown, Laura being Laura, got involved with various activities. She even started to learn Spanish. She was doing various presentations online. She did a charity walk before lockdown, and most importantly, I think, she spent quite a bit of time working with the Diving Victoria juniors, mentoring them and helping to motivate them through what was a particularly difficult time, I think, for the youngsters. So overall, a great year for Laura. Congratulations on your award. Well done.
I just want to say a big thanks to everyone who's on this journey with me. So my coach, Andy Banks, my support team at VIS, Diving Australia and Diving Victoria, 2XU, and of course my family, friends and teammates. I'm super grateful to have all of you guys in my corner because it wouldn't be possible without you. So from the bottom of my heart, a big thank you. It has been a really tough year for everyone, and it was really important for me that when everything started to shut down, that I was able to adapt and adjust to our new reality. I sat down, refocused on new goals, wanting to use the extra time to ensuring that I was going to leave isolation a better athlete and better person. So whether that was taking courses or working on my diving technique in my garage by myself with my iPad, I just wanted to make sure that I was maximizing this time the best that I could. Now it's about getting back to the level that I was at before the pandemic and entering my 2021 season even stronger as I prepare for an exciting year ahead. I'm really grateful to accept this award, and I'm wishing you all a very happy holiday season.
Hi, I'm Dean Kinney, Head Coach of the VIS Golf Program. This year, a year like no other, we have primarily gone to online learning. We also use some of the VIS development opportunities to help our athletes in personal branding, communication, financial wellness. One of the athletes that has been at every one of these personal development programs I'm putting forward for my Coaches Award this year, and that's Blake Collier. Blake's a 5-year veteran of the program, and he's a role model to the other athletes in every facet. I'm personally so impressed by his development, his holistic development over the last 12 months, while always displaying the attributes that encapsulate the purpose and values of our program. Blake is a leader. He holds himself and others accountable to his development, and he will do well in his sport. Congratulations, Blake.
Hey guys, just wanted to say it's an honour to have won the 2020 VIS Golf Coaches Award in what's been a very difficult year for us all. I couldn't have done it without my coaches, Dean, Darren, Ben, and the other VIS service providers, so thank you very much to them. I wanted to thank my family and sponsors for their support this year, and 2XU and the VIS for all their ongoing support and sponsoring of this award, and I'm looking forward to getting back to competing early next year. Thank you.
Hello everybody, I'm Jay Stacey, head coach of the VIS men's hockey program. Wow, what an extraordinary 2020 we've all faced this year. With the postponement of the Tokyo Olympic Games, with the cancellation of all domestic hockey competitions, and the restricted hours and venues in our local DTEs. All of my athletes deserve to win the VIS Coaches Award this year, but unfortunately there can only be one winner. And the winner of the VIS Men's Hockey Coaches Award is Jayshan Randhawa. Jayshan has had a fantastic year, both on and off the pitch. On the pitch, he maintained his National Development Squad categorisation. He was selected for Australia A in a 4 test match series versus Belgium in January of 2020. And he was also selected to attend the National Senior Super Camp in Perth just recently in November. Off the pitch, Jayshan was very busy in the process of purchasing his first home with his partner Chloe, and also maintaining full-time employment with New Mega Ingredients as a business development manager. Thank you for your efforts, Jayshan. It's well deserved. Congratulations on your award.
Hey guys, thanks for the recognition for this award. It means a lot in a really challenging and tricky year. Definitely been challenging and tricky for myself and the rest of the hockey guys. Especially when we went back into our second lockdown. The rest of Australia was still able to train and continue their season, whereas we were sort of stagnating over here and not really sure, what was going to be happening moving forward. But with Jay and Matt's support, as well as the VIS, we were able to get all the gear, still go to training, get our permits and things like that, which was a sort of a massive positive, I guess, for us, in lockdown. After all of that as well, me and a couple of the other guys were able to get over to Perth and train for the Super Camp, which has only just concluded. So we've been over there for a couple of months. And again, wouldn't have been able to happen, without the support of the VIS. So I'd like to thank the VIS. I'd like to thank Jay, Matt, and all the rest of the boys, for their continued support. Looking forward to getting back out on the pitch next year.
Hey guys, Tim from the Women's Hockey Program. We were obviously affected by COVID like everyone else. We were fortunate and very grateful that we could remain on pitch and train throughout the year. This was done obviously socially distanced, so no contested or competitive training throughout the year for us, which was challenging in itself, but the girls spent a lot of time developing their basic skills. Our Coaches Award goes to Chrissy Bates. Chrissy was also affected by COVID. She was in Spain at the time playing in the local competition over there, and was required to fly home early, so she couldn't complete the season. Chrissy embedded herself back in the VIS program and really provided leadership for a young VIS group that we had or have. She used all the services that were on offer at the VIS to help develop and improve her game after being deselected from the Australian squad the year before. Not only that, she was proactive in seeking a job in a time that was really difficult to find work. She put herself out there and found herself a job. She also put herself forward and was selected for the senior squad camp that's just been completed in Perth, where they're going to re-pick or pick a new Olympic squad heading into 2021. So we wish Chrissy all the best with that.
I'd like to thank Tim Strapp, our head coach, for putting up with us throughout what's been a really difficult year. I'd also like to thank Lisa Gellard, our performance and lifestyle manager, for her constant support and assistance throughout this year. And I'd also like to thank Bailey Lewis, our strength and conditioning coach, who put us in a really good position for the end of the year. This year has been fairly challenging. I planned to be in Spain at the start of the year, but got sent back due to COVID. And shortly after returning to Melbourne, training was cancelled. We couldn't do competitive training, which was really difficult. But in the end, I ended up going to Perth in August to be able to train for our national camp at the end of the year. So for the rest of the year, I'm just waiting on selection to hear about that in December, and just getting stuck into a new pre-season.
Hi, my name's Kathy Fellows. I'm the head coach of the Netball Development Program. Took my role on at the end of January this year, and probably within 5 to 6 weeks we were in full lockdown. So it's been a baptism of fire for myself and the athletes that I work with, and we've learned a lot about other ways of doing things. Majority of them online. They've done most of their S&C online since March, and a lot of their skill and court development online as well. It's with great pleasure that I announce that Gabby Coffey is the winner of the Coaches Awards this year. In 2020, she's shown amazing resilience this year. She's actually originally from NT, and with the first lockdown went home to NT as her uni college closed. She's continued her development with us online, and has been named as a result in the World Youth Cup squad for 2021. So congratulations to you, Gabs, and good luck.
First of all, I'd really like to thank everyone at the VIS, Matt and Kathy, Andy and Kylie, all for your support throughout this year. I'd also like to thank 2XU for your constant support, especially in a crazy year like this. This year I was in Victoria up until mid-March. Just got selected into the A&L Vic Fury team, and unfortunately didn't go ahead, so I went home to Alice Springs. I guess one way that I tried to stay positive was try to keep connected with all my girls from the VIS, and in Victoria I was pretty lucky to be back home in Alice Springs where everything was a bit less restricted. I've been playing netball in Alice, and then I also am now in South Australia. I'm continuing my training. Future plans for the rest of the year, I am about to go into camp for the World Youth Cup, so hopefully everything goes ahead and we have a better 2021. Thank you.
Hi everyone. Rowing, like all sports, suffered through the winter with the COVID-19 pandemic. Fortunately, when windows of opportunity arose, we've been able to do some training at the National Water Sports Centre at Carrum and utilise the gym. Apart from that, athletes have used wonderful ingenuity in their training to make the most of the situation at hand. Our Rowing Coaches Award winner for 2020 is Rowan Lavery. Congratulations, Rowan. Rowan also has more recently been selected as a new member of the Rowing Australian National Men's Training Centre based in Canberra. So it's been a great year for Rowan. Rowan was also a member of the 2019 Australian Men's Under-23 4, and he's a tertiary student, a proud member of the Melbourne University Boat Club, a wonderful young man, and hopefully we can see him find his way to Tokyo. Congratulations, Rowan.
I would like to thank the VIS and all of its support, my coaches, Noel, Matt and Fab, also my friends and family that have supported me throughout this year. This year has been tough with the COVID restrictions, and I have not been able to train consistently due to all the lockdowns. However, we were able to get back out there in the past few months. Hopefully, the progress that I've made through this year will help towards Tokyo, the Tokyo Olympics, World Championships and beyond.
Hi everyone, my name's Carrie Smith and I'm the VIS Sailing Manager. I'm pleased to announce that Casey Aminio is the VIS Coach Award recipient for 2020. Since day one, Casey has been driven and taken every challenge on that we have given her. She is absolutely loving her Olympic journey. She'd had a great summer of sailing in 2019-2020 season. Unfortunately, we were off the water from March up until 2 weeks ago, so she made the big decision to go live in Sydney and Queensland and train with the national squad, where she was open to really pushing herself, driving hard, and that has been proven as she's now been invited back to be with the squad up until Tokyo, which is amazing. She also finished her vet nursing degree and spent time online with us, lifting our spirits during lockdown. So she's been an incredible role model, and we couldn't be more proud of you. Well done, Casey.
I'm really honoured to accept this award in such a challenging year for all. I'd like to say a massive thank you to the VIS, my coaches, staff, and of course my family that have helped support me throughout the year, especially in the quick decision to relocate interstate. Definitely helps knowing I have such a great team around me, and I look forward to getting back out in the water racing again over the summer season. Thank you.
Our sport of shooting completed their Olympic nomination trials. This allowed the Australian Olympic Committee to select the shooting team for Tokyo literally days before the Games were postponed. 5 of the shooting team are VIS athletes. Elena Galiabovic is one of the 5 selected to her event, the Sport Pistol. Tonight we congratulate and celebrate Elena, who has been awarded the 2020 VIS Coaches Award for the sport of shooting. Elena is an athlete who has always demonstrated success in sport and life, and 2020 has been no different. Elena has responded to the many challenges by looking for new opportunities. Already enrolled in the Masters of Surgery, Elena has run telehealth clinics, taken on locum work, volunteering to do shifts on COVID wards, and participating in a number of VIS facilitated online courses. All of this while maintaining her on and off range shooting training. Elena, your VIS family are also very proud of you. A massive congratulations from all of us on winning this award tonight.
I'd like to thank my family, my parents, and all the support staff at the Victorian Institute of Sport. Everyone around me has been really supportive and encouraging and doing everything they can to help me get to where I want to be, especially during this challenging time. There's a real feel of community at the Victorian Institute of Sport, which I'm really grateful for. And also thank you to 2XU for sponsoring this award. It's been a challenging time, been a lot of ups and downs. I have been able to train during this second lockdown. In the first one, I was just training at home, trying to get my Masters underway, which was also delayed with COVID, and really an acceptance phase of accepting all the changes and how that may look for me in sport and professionally. It was quite a stressful time. There was a lot of anxiety about the uncertainties and things like that. So, but ultimately, we're in November now, almost at the end of the year. So, with the support of everyone, we've been able to pull through and even make some gains in this time. The future, until the end of the year, I'll be training and studying, but I'm hoping to fit in a bit of a break. It's been really hard to get away psychologically in this time because, when you're in lockdown, it's the area where you train, where you sleep, where you're supposed to rest, where you work, where you study. It's all in the one spot. So I think physically going somewhere will be really helpful. So I'm hoping to fit that in before the end of the year.
Swimming goes to Matthew Temple. From all of us here at the VIS, we'd like to congratulate Matt on an outstanding 2019 and 2020 season. Even though there hasn't been many opportunities for competition this year, Matt went away to China in January, right before the pandemic, and won the FINA Championship Series in a time that would have ranked him in the top 8 in the world. Since then, Matt has maintained a very high level of motivation in and out of the pool, and we wish him all the best with his journey into Tokyo 2021.
Thank you for this award. I'm very honoured to receive it. Firstly, a big thanks to 2XU for being a major sponsor of the VIS and this award. I'd like to thank my family and friends for constantly supporting me during the past year and through these tough times. My coach, Wayne Laws, for taking on the role of head coach within such short notice. All the people down at the VIS, major help to myself and the rest of my teammates. Craig down at Link Height Solutions and Gary and Dave at Physio Health. The overview of my year has been alright, I guess. I probably was out of the water for 6 weeks, and during that time I put on the runners, went for a couple runs and got the bike out just to stay fit and healthy. Plans for the rest of the year, I'm looking forward to my Olympic preparation, and until then looking forward to keeping healthy and fit to continue my training. Thanks again for this award.
2020 has been a challenging year for all athletes, and I'm extremely proud of the way the Future Talent athletes have adapted and handled the situation. So with that being said, I'm pleased to announce that the winner of the 2XU Coaches Award for the Future Talent program is Laura Paglis from archery. At the beginning of the year, Laura produced some exceptional results, including breaking the Australian record of 659 at the Second Olympic Games selection trials. She's made a lot of progress this year in regards to the physical implications that have come from changing her technique, which commenced prior to COVID. She's been continuing to work on these techniques at home and making improvements. It's easy for athletes to chase results rather than to progress goals, so this has been very positive to see, and a credit to Laura for persisting. Laura is still in contention for a place in the Olympic team for Tokyo. Her progress has also enabled her to move up to podium potential categorisation. A credit to Laura, she manages her time well, working closely with VIS staff, and has been fantastic at communicating her technique changes and all aspects of her IPP. She's also been managing well with her split year 12 studies. Congratulations, Laura, a well-deserved recipient. I would also like to take the time to thank the Carbine Club for their continued support of the program. Your support for the past 13 years has enabled the program to grow to what it is today, so thank you.
Thank you so much for this award. I would like to thank VIS for being so encouraging and supportive, and the Carbine Club for sponsoring such an amazing program that has helped me so much. I would also like to thank Archery Australia and Archery Victoria for all of their help. This year has been unexpected and changed a lot of my plans, but with the help of the national coach, Yaping Shi, I've been able to change my technique for the better. And also with the help of my strength and conditioning coach Fab and physio Steve, I've been able to massively improve my strength and flexibility, which has been amazing. Next year, I have a couple of events to finish the international selection process and hopefully compete for Australia in Tokyo. Thank you so much for this award. It means a lot.
It's my pleasure to introduce the inaugural winner of the Individual Athlete Program Coaches Award. The Individual Athlete Program has always been a significant part of Victorian Institute of Sport, and in 2020 we've decided to add the Coaches Award to recognise the significant achievements of athletes within the program. The award recognises the connection, commitment and contribution the individual athletes make to the VIS, to their programs and to the national sporting interest. It's with great pleasure that I can announce today the 2020 Coaches Award in the Individual Athlete Program goes to Rowie Webster. What is particularly significant in recognising this award with Rowie is her work ethic and commitment to making herself the best athlete that she can be. Many of the staff who work with Rowie will comment as to how hard she will push herself to find those marginal gains which make all the difference in the end. But she's also always attacked that in a way that is collaborative and brings people along with her. When COVID-19 shut the VIS down in 2020, Rowie was able to set up a gym in her own home, which served her purposes very well, and was also committed enough to find herself in the bay during the middle of winter, cutting laps up and down Mentone Beach as a way of making sure she kept her swimming fitness at peak level. And Rowie's contribution to sport goes beyond the VIS. As a member of the AIS Athlete Advisory Committee, Rowie's shown commitment to ensuring the best outcomes are available for athletes of all sports and all levels. Congratulations to Rowie Webster.
Hi, I'm Rowie Webster from the Individual Athlete Program, but I'm a water polo player. I'm really thrilled and honoured to win the 2XU Individual Athlete Program Award. There's obviously a few people that I want to thank. Jono Wallace-Smith, he's been with me from the get-go. He has rehabbed me through injury and also gotten me through COVID. Bill, Lisa, Anne-Marie, Spindles, I'm sure I've forgotten people, Steve in physio and Ebbs as well. Thank you very much for your support. All the other athletes here at the VIS, it's such a good community to be a part of, and there's nowhere I'd rather be in a COVID lockdown. Obviously this year hasn't gone to plan for a lot of athletes, but the good thing is we get another year to be a little bit better than we were the previous year. So I'm really honoured to be training here through lockdown and also working towards the goal of a medal in Tokyo 2020 in 2021. So thanks again, and congratulations to all the other athletes. It's really a big honour to be a part of such an incredible group of humans. So thanks very much.